I want to try this again. YouTube, making YouTube videos. A lot of people have been quitting YouTube. A lot of people assume I quit. I just have ADHD. I never wanted to stop. Putting your work on the internet is like making a beautiful cake and then dropping it in the ocean. The hope is that a person, preferably millions of them, will catch it before it hits the water. And if enough of them do, you'll make money from the cake, which allows you to make more cakes. In my YouTube career, this has happened with one cake? Most of my cakes sink to the bottom of the ocean. A sensible person would be forced to confront themselves and say, maybe you're just bad at making cakes? Because if your cakes are actually good, you would think somebody would catch it before it falls into the ocean. It only stands to reason. On the other hand, I don't want to waste my efforts on a cake that nobody eats, so I make cupcakes instead. They're just as delicious, but they're low effort. But if even your cupcakes are sinking to the bottom of the ocean, you're probably doing something wrong. Look, it's not a perfect analogy. Eventually, I'm just dumping flour into the ocean. Just to see something float on the surface. To remember what it feels like. And that about sums up my relationship with YouTube for the last 10 years. I've been treading water, I admit it. It rewired my brain, rewired my expectations, my self-confidence. It led me into a labyrinth which I never escaped from. Probably should have quit a long time ago, but I was scared. What if I came on here, said I was quitting, and no one cared? What if the video just blew up? And when I say blow up, I mean on the launch pad. Lately, whenever I make something new, I get to relive this every single time. But at the same time, it always felt like something else could happen here. Every few years, I come on here and make a bunch of empty promises, say I'm making a comeback, and then those other times I was fighting my ADHD. I didn't know it. I was fighting an invisible enemy. So I kept succumbing to it. I'd burn out, disappear. So when I found out that this whole time I had the disorder that makes it hard to do things, oh, okay, that would have been useful to know. And now that I do know, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to embrace the chaos, embrace the weirdness, lean into my strengths. Oh, hi Jeremiah, how are you? I'm fine, Jeremiah, how are you? That's great. Wow, we're talking to each other. Are we... Don't talk over me. What? Embrace the fact that I disappear sometimes, because it's inevitable. I do have to be careful. The algorithm is a baby you cannot play peekaboo with, or it will think you're dead. Can I say dead? No, that's TikTok, right? That is TikTok. I don't have a plan, just lots and lots of unused ideas. The older I get, the more they stack up. So many index cards. And yes, no more flour. No more bags of flour. Cakes? Well, maybe I'll work my way up to a cake. I'm gonna focus on cupcakes. Cupcakes that float. No more rocks in the cupcakes. I'm gonna write that down. No. There we go. I'm gonna pin that up. I'll make cupcakes, but not always a whole cupcake. That's another thing I got to embrace about my mind. Not everything is finished, so the cupcake may not always be complete. I might crumble it up and feed it to you like ducks. But hey, those crumbs add up to a cupcake, and those cupcakes add up to a cake. That should please the algorithm. It's literally math. It'll be a messy cake. That's what I'm serving you. Who's with me?